caught in a cycle of financial anxiety that harms our nervous system and blocks our gifts. But what if we've been looking at this all wrong? Part 1. The pain of the wounded healer. You have used meditation to heal your mind. You have used crystals to cleanse your energy. You have used affirmations to reprogram your beliefs. But what if the most potent healing tool the universe has ever offered you is the one you have been taught to fear and to reject? If you are a conscious creator, a healer, or a teacher who is trying to change the world while running on empty, this message is your remedy. You're not meant to heal the world from a place of depletion. Subscribe to the hidden voice and let us, together, consecrate money as the sacred instrument of restoration it was always meant to be. Let's start by naming a painful and deeply personal paradox. The paradox of the wounded healer. You are a person of immense gifts. You can hold space for a friend in the depths of their despair and guide them back to the light. You can see the patterns and the pathways that lead to peace, and you share that wisdom freely. Your purpose is to be a source of healing and upliftment in a world that is aching for it. And yet, your own body is in a state of chronic stress. A low-grade survival response is the constant background music to your life. Your sleep is not deep. Your digestion is not settled. Your shoulders are permanently braced for the next impact. And the source of this dis-ease, if you are brutally honest with yourself, is money. It is the anxiety of the first of the month. It is the subtle but persistent fear of not having enough. It is the exhaustion of overworking in an attempt to feel secure, only to end up depleted and still insecure. It is the quiet shame of knowing how to create inner peace, but being unable to manifest the outer resources that would allow your own nervous system to finally feel safe. You live in a state of energetic contradiction. You try to meditate, but your mind is hijacked by a loop of financial worry. You try to eat healthy, but you feel the stress of paying for organic food. You long to take a retreat, to rest, to recharge your own batteries, but the time and the funds are never quite there. You're trying to pour from an empty cup. You are the doctor who knows the cure for the world's ills, but who is too sick and tired herself to administer the medicine. And the deepest pain of it all is the feeling that you are failing, that your spiritual practice is not working, that you are somehow not powerful enough to solve your own most basic human problem. This is not a failure of your spirit. It is a misunderstanding of your tools. You have been treating money as the source of your illness, when in fact, your relationship with money has been the illness. And by healing that relationship, you will unlock one of the most powerful and practical instruments for your own profound and lasting healing. Part 2. The great reconsecration of money. Now, we must perform a radical act of reconsecration. We must take the concept of money, which our culture has dragged through the mud of greed, corruption, and fear, and we must wash it clean. We must restore it to its sacred and neutral state. Money is not the opposite of healing. Money is a form of condensed, liquid energy that can be directed. It is like electricity. Electricity is not inherently good or evil. It can be used to power an incubator that saves a newborn's life, or it can be used to power an electric chair that ends one. The electricity does not care. It is a neutral current, and its outcome is determined entirely by the consciousness and the intention of the one who wields it. Money is the same. It is a current of universal energy. In the hands of an unconscious person, it flows toward separation, greed, and destruction. In the hands of a conscious person, in your hands, it can be directed toward connection, generosity, and restoration. For too long, you have been afraid of this current. You have been taught that touching it would electrocute your soul. And so you have kept your hands off of it. And in doing so, you have cut yourself off from one of the most powerful circuits of healing available on this planet. We are here to rewrite that story. We are here to understand that for the awakened soul, money is a powerful tool for healing on 4 distinct, interconnected levels. The first is neurological healing. This is the foundation. The second is physical healing. This is the restoration of the body. The third is psychological healing. This is the soothing of the inner child. And the fourth is ancestral healing. This is the liberation of your lineage. Your journey is not to get rich and then heal. Your journey is to understand that the very act of welcoming wealth is the healing. It is the medicine that will calm your nervous system, rebuild your body, soothe your past, and free your future so that you can finally perform the great work you came here to do from a state of profound and unshakable wholeness. It is time to stop fearing the current and to learn how to direct its flow. Part 3. The somatics of survival versus safety. To understand money as a healing tool, you must first feel, in your own body, how the lack of it is a biological state of disease. This is not a metaphor. It is a physiological fact. Let's do a simple, somatic experiment. I want you to bring to mind a recent moment of financial stress. A bill you were worried about paying. A client who paid late. The feeling of your bank account being lower than you wanted. Don't focus on the story. Just feel the physical response in your body. Feel the immediate clenching in your gut. That is your adrenal glands, firing off a cocktail of stress hormones, cortisol, and adrenaline. Feel the tightening in your chest, the shallowing of your breath. That is your heart rate increasing, your body preparing for a threat. Feel the tension in your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. That is your musculature bracing for impact, for a fight. This is the survival response. It is the fight or flight state. And while it is a brilliant system for escaping a predator, it is a catastrophic state to live in long term. When your body is flooded with stress hormones, it shuts down all non-essential long-term projects. It shuts down your immune system. It shuts down your digestive system. And it shuts down your capacity for cellular repair and growth. To be in a state of financial stress is to be in a biological state of self-destruction. It is, by definition, a state of dis-ease. Now, with a long, slow breath out, let that entire feeling go. Let the story dissolve. And I want you to imagine, just for a moment, a different reality. Imagine you have more than enough. Imagine all your bills for the next 5 years are already paid. Imagine you have a vast financial cushion, a safety net of absolute security. And now, feel the physical response to that thought. Feel what happens in your gut. Does it clench or does it soften? Relax. Feel your chest. Does it tighten or does it open? Does your breath naturally become deeper, slower? Feel your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. Do they brace for impact or do they release? Let go. This feeling, this softness, this openness, this profound release is the state of the parasympathetic nervous system, the state of rest and digest. And this is the only state in which your body can truly heal. When your nervous system feels safe, it stops pouring its energy into emergency preparedness, and it starts investing that energy in long-term projects. It boosts your immune system. It optimizes your digestion. It activates the powerful, natural processes of cellular regeneration and repair. The money did not change, but your biological state, your entire inner chemistry, transformed completely. The difference between financial stress and financial safety is the difference between a body that is actively breaking itself down and a body that is actively healing itself. Money, therefore, is not a worldly distraction from your healing. The presence of enough money is the biochemical permission slip that allows your body to finally begin its deepest healing work. Part 4. The hierarchy of healing. This connection between safety and healing is not a new discovery. It is a foundational truth of our human design, a truth that was mapped out decades ago by the psychologist Abraham Maslow in his famous hierarchy of needs. His work, when viewed through a spiritual lens, becomes a powerful guide for our journey. Maslow depicted our human needs as a pyramid. At the very bottom, the vast foundational layer, are our physiological needs: air, water, food, sleep. Right above that is the next crucial layer, the need for safety. This includes physical safety, but in our modern world, it primarily means financial security. The ability to know you have shelter that you can provide for yourself and your family. Only when these foundational layers are met, Maslow taught, can a human being reasonably begin to focus on the higher needs: the need for love and belonging, the need for esteem and respect, and finally, at the very peak of the pyramid, the need for self-actualization. Self-actualization was Maslow's term for what we might call enlightenment, spiritual fulfillment, or the full expression of one's soul purpose. It is the ultimate goal of the conscious human journey. And here is the truth that our spiritual culture often wants to ignore. It is incredibly difficult, almost impossible, to focus on the peak of the pyramid if the foundation is crumbling. You're trying to self-actualize while your safety needs are in a state of constant, red alert emergency. You're trying to touch God while your nervous system is screaming, "We might not be able to pay the rent." You're trying to open your crown chakra while your root chakra is in a state of profound instability. This is not a judgment. It is an acknowledgement of our beautiful and very real human design. You are not a disembodied spirit. You are divinity incarnated in a human animal, and that animal has needs. To deny those needs, to pretend you are above them, is not a sign of spiritual advancement. It is a form of self-abandonment. Money is the most effective and efficient tool our world has created to satisfy the foundational need for safety. To have enough money is to calm the terrified animal part of your being. It is to say to your ancient nervous system, "It's okay. We are safe. You can stop scanning for threats. You can rest." And only when that animal feels truly safe can the angel within you feel free to soar. To reject money in the name of spirituality is to try and build the peak of the pyramid in midair. It is a recipe for exhaustion, instability, and a sense of being fundamentally fractured. To welcome money, to consciously use it to solidify the foundation of your human safety, is to create the stable, grounded launching pad from which your soul can finally and truly take flight. Part 5. The parable of the doctor without medicine. To understand the profound and practical connection between resources and restoration, let us tell a simple story. The parable of the doctor without medicine. Imagine a brilliant doctor. She is a true healer. She has spent her entire life studying the human body, and she possesses a deep, intuitive knowledge of both ancient remedies and modern science. Her diagnostic skills are unmatched. She can look at a person and see not just their symptoms, but the deep, underlying root cause of their suffering. One day, she arrives in a village that has been devastated by a long and difficult famine. The people are sick. They are weak from malnutrition. Their bodies are riddled with diseases born from deficiency. Their spirits are broken by the constant, grinding struggle for survival. The doctor's heart is filled with compassion. She immediately gets to work. She goes from house to house, and her presence alone brings a sense of hope. She diagnoses every single person perfectly. For one, she knows they need a course of powerful antibiotics. For another, a simple but potent iron supplement. For the children, she knows they need nutrient-dense foods, rich in vitamins and proteins. For the elders, she knows they need warm blankets and restorative herbal teas. She has all the knowledge. She has the perfect cure for every single person. She is a master of the science of healing. But there is one single, devastating problem. The village is completely broke. They have no money, and the doctor has no supplies. There are no antibiotics to be found, no supplements, no rich foods, no warm blankets. And so, her brilliant, compassionate, and life-saving knowledge is rendered completely useless. She can tell people how to get well, but she has no ability to give them the tools to do so. The vehicle that would transport her healing knowledge into physical reality is missing. And that vehicle is resources. It is money. You are that doctor. You possess the profound inner knowledge of what you need to heal. You know that you need to rest more. You know that you need to eat better food. You know that a massage, a retreat, or a session with a therapist would do you a world of good. You have the perfect diagnosis for your own depletion. But your village, your own life, lacks the resources to purchase the medicine. And so you remain in a state of knowing without doing, of understanding without experiencing. The money is the medicine. Not because money itself is magical, but because it is the socially agreed upon tool that gives you access to the things your body and soul need to heal and to thrive. Money is the energy that buys the organic food that rebuilds your cells. Money is the energy that pays for the quiet, safe home that allows your nervous system to finally relax. Money is the energy that purchases the time to take off work, the time to sleep, the time to play. That is the ultimate healer of a burned-out soul. To see money as unspiritual is to be the brilliant doctor who believes that medicine is unspiritual. It is a noble but ultimately tragic form of self-sabotage. Your healing knowledge is waiting. Your inner physician is ready. It is time to have the courage to acquire the very medicine that will bring its wisdom to life. Part 6. The 4 levels of healing. You have accepted your role as the physician of your own life, and you are now ready to acquire the medicine of money. To inspire you on this path, we must understand the profound and multi-layered healing that becomes available to you when you are no longer operating from a state of survival. This is not just about feeling less stressed. It is about a complete and total transformation of your entire being on 4 distinct levels. The first and most foundational level is neurological healing. As we have seen, a lack of money keeps you trapped in a chronic, low-grade fight-or-flight response. Your brain is constantly bathed in the corrosive chemistry of stress. By consciously creating financial safety, you turn off this emergency alarm system. This is the single most important thing you can do for your health. When your brain is no longer focused on surviving the present moment, it can finally begin the work of thriving in the long term. It can build new neural pathways. It can increase its own neuroplasticity. You are literally creating the neurological real estate for a new, more peaceful, and more creative mind to be born. The second level is physical healing. When your nervous system is in a state of rest and digest, your body's innate healing intelligence comes online. But it needs raw materials. Money is the tool that buys you the highest quality raw materials for your physical temple. It buys the organic, nutrient-dense foods that become the building blocks of your cells. It buys the clean, filtered water that hydrates your tissues. It buys the yoga classes that move your lymphatic system, the massages that release stored trauma from your muscles, the supplements that correct your deficiencies. To believe that you can heal your body through meditation alone, while you're eating depleted food and living in a state of stress, is to ignore the physical reality of your being. Money is the bridge that allows your spiritual intention for health to become your physical reality. The third level is psychological healing. Many of us carry a wounded inner child, a part of us that grew up feeling unsafe, unseen, or lacking. This inner child does not heal with intellectual understanding alone. It heals with corrective experiences. Money is a powerful tool for providing these experiences. It allows you to give your inner child the safety it never had. It gives you the freedom and the resources to play, to explore, to be creative without pressure, the very things your inner child was likely denied. It heals the wound of unworthiness by allowing you to invest in yourself, to spend money on your own growth, your own joy, your own education, sending a powerful message to the deepest parts of your psyche. You are worthy of this investment. You matter. The fourth and final level is ancestral healing. The patterns of lack and struggle you have been living are often not just yours. They are deep, inherited patterns passed down through your family lineage for generations. Your grandparents may have lived through wars or depressions, and that trauma, that cellular memory of not enough, has been passed down to you. When you make the conscious choice to break this pattern, to become wildly abundant, you are not just doing it for yourself. You are becoming what is known as a system buster. You are a healer for your entire lineage. You are healing the past by proving that a new way is possible. And you are healing the future by ensuring that you do not pass these limiting beliefs and painful patterns down to your own children. Your personal abundance is a multi-generational act of love and liberation. Part 7. The rituals of restoration. The intention to use money as a healing tool is powerful. But to make it real, we must anchor that intention in new behaviors. We must practice a new relationship with money, one in which every transaction becomes a potential act of self-love and restoration. These are the practical rituals of the healer who is learning to use their new medicine. The first ritual is called the abundance prescription. You are the doctor of your own life. And now, you're going to write yourself a prescription, not for a drug, but for an act of deep, nourishing self-care that requires money to fulfill. Take out a piece of paper. At the top, write an abundance prescription for, and write your own name. Now listen to your body and soul. What is the one thing they're truly aching for? Is it a deep tissue massage to release the tension in your shoulders? Is it a weekend away in nature, free from all responsibilities? Is it hiring a cleaning service once a month to give yourself the gift of time? Is it buying that beautiful, high-quality set of paints you've been denying yourself? Write it down, just like a doctor's prescription. 1 deep tissue massage per month. 1 weekend in the forest per season. Then, create a dedicated savings account or a simple jar and label it your healing fund. And you'll begin to put money into it, even if it's just a few dollars at a time. This ritual does 2 profound things. First, it makes your healing tangible and specific. It is no longer a vague wish. It is a project. Second, it directly links the act of saving and accumulating money with the act of profound self-care. You are retraining your mind to see money not as a source of stress, but as the direct and joyful enabler of your own restoration. The second ritual is the practice of conscious spending. Every time you spend money, you're making a choice. You are casting a vote. This ritual is about turning every act of spending that relates to your well-being into a mindful, sacred act. When you're at the grocery store and you choose to buy the organic, vibrant produce instead of the cheaper, conventional option, pause for a moment. As you place it in your cart, say to yourself internally, I am using this energy to build a vibrant, healthy body. I am worthy of this nourishment. When you pay for your yoga class or your gym membership or a session with a therapist, as you hand over your card, have the conscious thought, this is not an expense. This is an investment in my own peace, my own sanity, my own healing. By consciously naming the intention behind the expense, you transform it. It is no longer a cost that depletes you. It is a current of energy that you are consciously directing toward your own highest good. You are taking the most mundane of activities, the act of commerce, and turning it into a powerful, repeated affirmation of your own self-worth and your commitment to your own healing. The third ritual is healing through generosity. This may seem paradoxical, but one of the fastest ways to heal the wound of scarcity is to practice generosity. The feeling of lack is a state of contraction, a state of hoarding. The feeling of generosity is a state of expansion, a state of trust in the flow. Your practice is to find small ways to use money as a tool to generate this expansive feeling. It does not have to be a grand gesture. It can be as simple as buying a coffee for the person behind you in line. It can be leaving a slightly larger tip than you normally would, with a feeling of genuine appreciation. It could be setting up a small, recurring $5 a month donation to a cause that makes your heart sing. Every time you give, even a small amount, from a place of genuine joy and not from a place of obligation, you are performing a powerful act of neurological repatterning. You are sending a clear and undeniable signal to your subconscious mind. I have enough. I have enough to take care of myself, and I have enough to share. This signal, this feeling of more than enough, is the very essence of the abundance frequency. It is a profound act of healing, because it heals the core illusion of separation and lack. In the act of giving, you receive the profound gift of knowing your own abundance. Part 8. The healer's capacity as you begin to practice these rituals. As you start to use money to intentionally heal your nervous system and your body, you will notice a profound shift not just in your own well-being, but in your capacity to serve. This is the ultimate purpose of this journey. Your personal healing is not selfish. It is a prerequisite for your deepest service. A healer who is operating from a state of survival, whose own nervous system is in a state of chronic stress, has a limited capacity. Their healing energy is compromised by their own inner static. They're the doctor who is trying to perform surgery while they themselves have a raging fever. They can still help, but their potential is capped. Their cup is half empty, and they're trying to pour what little they have into others, which only depletes them further. A healer who is well-rested, well-nourished, and whose nervous system is calibrated to a state of safety and peace is a different being entirely. They have become a clean, clear, and powerful channel. Their cup is overflowing, and the healing they offer is not a depletion of their own energy, but a simple overflow of the abundance of life force that is moving through them. Their presence alone becomes a healing force. This is the state you're moving toward. Your commitment to creating financial abundance is not a distraction from your spiritual purpose. It is the very thing that will allow you to fulfill it on a scale you cannot yet imagine. Your financial safety will give you the energetic capacity to hold space for more people with more presence. Your financial freedom will give you the time and the resources to develop your gifts, to write the book, to build the community, to create the art that your soul is calling you to create. Your financial overflow will allow you to move from being a solo practitioner to a true force for good in the world, with the ability to hire others, to support conscious causes, and to fund the very infrastructure of the new earth. Do not let anyone, especially the old voice in your own head, tell you that your desire for wealth is unspiritual. The most unspiritual thing you can do is to hoard your God-given gifts because you're too depleted and too stressed to share them. Your sacred duty is to become so full, so healthy, so resourced, and so neurologically safe that your life becomes a constant, effortless, and joyful act of giving. Your abundance is not for you. It is for all of us. Part 9. The ultimate reversal, and so we arrive at the great reversal. The final turn of the key that unlocks this entire paradigm. You have been living in a story where money is the cause of your stress. The bills are the source of your anxiety. The lack of funds is the reason your body is in a state of dis-ease. You have seen money as the external cause, and your inner suffering as the internal effect. But what if this is the ultimate illusion? What if the causal arrow is pointing in the exact opposite direction? What if your deep, pre-existing, and unhealed relationship with your own worth is what has created the financial lack in the first place? The core wound of unworthiness, the deep-seated belief that I am not enough, creates a state of chronic inner contraction, a state of disease. And that inner state, that vibrational frequency of not enough, then gets projected outward and manifests as an external reality of not enough. You have been treating money as the poison, but the true poison was always your resistance to it, your fear of it, and the deep, painful belief that you were not worthy of receiving it. The financial scarcity you see in your life is not the cause of your suffering. It is a symptom. It is the loving, honest, and painful feedback from the universe, showing you the state of your own inner relationship with yourself. This is the most empowering realization you can have. Because if your inner state is the cause, then you are no longer a victim of the outer world. You are not waiting for a check to arrive to feel better. You are the source of the healing. The moment you begin to heal your relationship with your own worth, the moment you begin to truly believe that you are deserving of all of life's goodness, your vibrational frequency changes. You move from the contracted state of I am not enough to the expansive state of I am worthy of receiving. And when you change your frequency, the universe has no choice but to change the reflection it is sending you. You have been trying to use healing to get money. The final epiphany is that you must use money and your relationship with it to heal the deepest parts of yourself. Every financial trigger, every bill, every moment of scarcity is a divine invitation. It is a spotlight illuminating the exact place within you that is still holding a belief of unworthiness. It is a chance to finally and lovingly heal the root cause of the disease. Part 10. The reclamation of agency. And so we come to the final, quiet, and profoundly powerful climax of this journey. It is the moment you stop waiting to be healed and you claim your power as the healer. For so long, you have been in a passive relationship with both your finances and your well-being. You have been hoping, waiting, praying for an external event to come and rescue you. For the lottery win, the perfect client, the unexpected inheritance. You have been a patient, waiting for the medicine to be given to you. The final act of this great drama is the reclamation of your own agency. It is the realization that money, in itself, has no power. It is an inert tool. It does not heal you. You, empowered by money, heal yourself. It is the moment you stop seeing yourself as the sick person who needs resources, and you start seeing yourself as the powerful, conscious director of energy who is now choosing to direct the specific energy of money toward the sacred project of your own restoration. Feel the profound shift in this. It is a shift from victimhood to sovereignty, from hope to decision. The question is no longer, will the universe give me what I need to heal? The question is now, am I willing to claim the resources I require to do the healing work that I, and I alone, am responsible for? This is the end of the spiritual childhood that waits to be saved and the beginning of a mature, embodied spirituality that chooses to create. So, let this be the final, empowering truth. Money is not the great prize at the end of the healing journey. It is one of the most powerful, practical, and effective tools you can pick up at the very beginning of the journey. To claim your desire for wealth is not an act of greed. It is an act of profound self-love. It is you telling your nervous system, your body, your inner child, and your ancestors, our time of survival is over. I am now choosing to heal us, and I will claim any and every tool, including the powerful tool of money, to make that healing a living, breathing reality. You are the doctor. You are the medicine. And money is simply the sacred vehicle that allows you to deliver your own healing to yourself. This power to heal, to restore, and to create a life of profound well-being has been within you all along. If this journey has helped you to reclaim money as a sacred and powerful ally, then help us share this vital reinterpretation. Subscribe to The Hidden Voice. Like and share this message. Every interaction you make helps to dismantle the collective belief that money is a corrupting force and empowers another conscious healer to claim the resources they need to thrive. Thank you for your courage to heal. Now go and be both the brilliant physician and the worthy, well-funded patient of your own magnificent life.